Hi guys, in this video I'll be giving you an overview about Import Tool, which is created by Osmosis Software Solutions. What is Import Tool? Import Tool is an application used to perform import, update and delete operations on data for any Microsoft Dynamics CRM instance. The source files that are supported by Import Tool are .csv and .xls files. What are source files? Source files are the files that we will be using to import data into CRM, like the Excel sheets. You can download the Import Tool application from the site shown on the screen. Now I'm going to take you through the step-by-step installation and usage of the application. The first step is to install the application once you have downloaded it from the site. To install this application, double-click on the setup file, click on Next. Here, you have to give the path where you want to install this application. Install this application in any folder where you have read and write permissions. I'll be installing this application in the E drive. Click on Next. To open the application, double-click on the Import Tool icon. So this is the Import Tool login form. Import Tool allows us to connect to an on-premise, hosted, or online CRM instance. For the on-premise and hosted CRM instance, the user also has to provide the user domain. I'll be using an online trial instance, so I don't require the domain name. Enter the CRM instance name in the username text box. Enter the organization name. Enter your password. Now you also have to provide the CRM URL. This is the organization service URL for a CRM instance. So select settings in the CRM instance. Select customizations under settings. On the right hand side, select developer resources and copy the link under organization service. Now paste this link in the CRM URL text box. So once you have done, you can check the remember credentials checkbox to save your credentials. Next, click on connect. Clicking on connect connects the import tool application to the CRM instance and opens up the import tool mapping form. This is the import mappings form. On the right hand side, the username and the organization is shown. The three operations that can be performed using import tool are shown under the operations drop-down list. These are the three operations that can be performed: import, update, and delete. Now let us perform the first operation, that is the import operation. So select import from the drop-down list. The next step is to add the source file. I'll be using an account source file, which is an Excel sheet. This is the account source file that I'll be using. To select the source file, click on Browse and select your source file. Next, select the entity from the drop-down list. I'll be selecting the account entity as I want to import the data in the account entity. This populates the grid below. In the grid, the mandatory fields are shown first, and below the mandatory fields, all the optional fields are shown. So map the fields accordingly. Here I'm mapping the account name from the source file to the account name in the CRM instance. Next, I'm mapping the address city field and so on. Here, the ownership field is a option set field. So for an option set field, you can either map using the text or the value, as you can see. If you select the value from the drop-down list, you can map according to the value of that option set field. Or if you select the text, you can map according to the text. If you do not wish to import any column, you can simply ignore it. Once you have completed all the mappings, click on Save Mappings. Give your mappings a name and click on OK. The main advantage of using save mappings is you can use the same mappings for any other import. The same mappings are stored locally in your system. To import the data, click on import, and if the data is correctly imported, a pop-up is shown. Click on OK. And now let's see if the data has been imported. Select the accounts entity, and as you can see, the data has been imported. The load existing mappings on the import mappings form shows you the list of mappings that you have saved. These are stored locally in your system. As you can see, the primary contact column in the account entity is empty. So let's try and update this column using the import tool. To update, select update from the operations drop-down list. The next step is to select the source file. I'll be using the same source file, which is the account source file. To select the source file, click on Browse and select the source file. Next, select the entity from the drop-down list. Now map the source fields to the CRM fields just as we have done before. Here I'll be mapping the primary contact field since I want to update the primary contact field. The primary contact field here is a lookup field related to the contact. And since it is a name, select the full name. Now next, we also have to select the reference mapping. This is the criteria to which the field will be updated. In this case, the primary contact will be updated with related to the account name. So next, click on Save Mappings and give it a name. Now click on Update to update the records in the entity. So if the records have been successfully updated, a pop-up will be shown. Now let's see if the data has been updated. Refresh the grid. And as you can see, the primary contacts have been updated with the contacts that are present in the CRM instance. Let's look into the delete operation. Select the delete option from the drop-down list. This opens up the delete form. The delete in import tool is a bulk delete. So all the records under the entity will be deleted. Select the entity whose records you want to delete from the drop-down list and click on delete to delete all the records in that entity. This shows you a warning message. Click on yes. And once all the records are deleted, a pop-up is shown. Now let's check if the data has been deleted. As you can see, all the data from the accounts have been deleted. Also, the data from the contacts entity have been deleted since the accounts and contact have a parent-child relationship. These are the three operations that can be performed. Now on the login form, you can click on the drop-down list to see if there are any credentials saved. This is how the import tool works. If any error occurs during any operation while using the import tool, it will be stored in the logs folder